my question is regarding karma as well. We as humans all sin, some knowingly, some unknowingly. What can we do in order to overcome the bad karma in this world?
We have one saying, Vidhi kriya vihinana papa dravyopajivina kalau kalmasha chittana harer namayva kevalam. This is a very famous saying. We will talk about many things, many ideals, but we hardly focus on the fundamentals. Vidhi kriya vihinana. What do we ought to do and what we ought not to do. This is the vidhi and nishedha. Vidhi kriya means there are several important guidelines for our life. How many are we able to follow? Okay, leave about the following. At least how much awareness we have about our duties. We should start from that. Fundamentally, we are not aware of our duties at least. We know about our rights, especially the property rights, inheritance rights. Of course, we know that. But we know very little about our duties. If you should talk about duties, Indian families says like you should have progeny and your children should prosper and we should accumulate our assets for our children and so that we leave them loanless once they finish their education and then they will go away. So this is the only thing we all know about our history. There are few people, of course, who are supporting such noble causes as this temple. That's a different case. But we know very little of our inheritance. Inheritance does not limit to the material assets. I am not talking about the materialistic components. In fact, the definition of wealth and assets is totally amazing in our Vedic parlance. Rajassamani yajugumshi sahi shrihi. The wealth of mantras in the form of Rik, Yajus and Sama. This constitutes the fundamental wealth for all the citizens. Sahi shrihi, Amrita Sata. This is the immortal wealth. And we have inherited this much immortal health. And what are we doing to preserve it? What are we doing to pass it to the next generation? That reveals our fundamental thing. Therefore, what is this wealth? For your little information, the Ruk or the mantras which are used in all the yajnas. The Veda will teach us about the procedures to conduct yajnas. Again, yajna it's a symbol of sacrifice. And the third one, Samveda, is to expand the meaning and the rendition of Rig mantras. So this is the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and we are the proud inheritors of such wealth. And here the rights for each class and each stage of life are very well defined, and how much we are able to conduct any of these things. So Vidhi Kriya Vihinana. So we are divided of the Vidhi Kriya. Vaidha Kriya means the dutiful. Of course, everyone is indulgent in some sort of action, but whether it is sanctioned and stipulated by the Vedas or our inheritance, no, we don't know. For such people, the next one is even more difficult. Papa Dravyopajivinam. Papa Dravya. Papa means sin. Dravya means income. The income which is generated out of the sin. And if you just look at the Dharma Shastra, you would be bamboozled and bemused by the stringent rules that are applicable for someone to make a living. All of us are sinners from that context, because such sort of very stringent rules are actually laid out. My earlier reference to why we revere the monks is just for this reason. At least they are abiding by some of these rules of not accumulating our personal front. They might accumulate for the organization which are for public benefit. That's a different case. But at least they are not accumulating their personal, not for their personal accumulation. That is one important aspect of it. And everyone, irrespective of their profession, there will be some quotient of, it may not be illegal, but it would be immoral amassment of wealth. Let me be very clear. It may not be illegal. It would be immoral amassment of wealth which we can't avoid. Which we can't avoid. Let me give a very simple reason. If you get your wages for the work you have rendered, you are likely to be depressed. If you get little more than what you are entitled to, then you will be cheerful. That is the universal law. If he has promised to give me 100 rupees for this program, and if I am getting 125, okay, that bonus would actually make me smile. And if in the trading professions, we all know where the margins come from. See, the thief and the businessman belong to the same category. The thief would steal from your pocket without telling you, whereas the businessman would steal by just informing you that he wants this much. If an airline increases the fare arbitrarily by 200%, you are bound to pay that. You can't escape this. Similarly, there will be such sort of disproportionate amassing of wealth in almost all the professions. This is called Papa Dravya Upajivina. And I will give you one more example. You are disrobing and you are actually usurping the rights of other creatures to accumulate food for yourself. You are depriving many other species and creatures in your vicinity. Therefore, Papa Dravya, the articles, the materials that we accumulate for our living, that is also one reason of Papa. Papa Dravya Upajivina. By consuming adulterate food, by consuming adulterate content by your mind, what would happen? The Chitta Samskaras, these are pre-recorded monuments in our mind, they get polluted. Kalam Kalmasha Chittana. So our Chitta is nothing but the recorder. It's the eternal recorder of our mind. This eternal recording, why I call it eternal recording means, if there are 20,000 Indians, we have got 1,000 visiting this temple, and we have 100 people here or 50 people here to discuss something which is actually not useful for their daily life. If you go to a movie or if you go to a supermarket, you will get many things that are applicable to this thing. But you are talking about something which is not applicable to their daily life. You are talking about something. So this is called the samskara. How did you get among all these people? How did you people only got the thought to discuss these things? That means your chitta samskara, your recorder is very powerful. This recorded digital content has not come in this life. You have been carrying since birth. That is chitta samskara. And if that chitta samskara, that recording is polluted, then what would happen? The entire life is in some sort of doldrums. You might appear very happy, but at some point of time the Ashanti would still be after you. You will not be peaceful. So your question is, how could we mend ourselves? Hare Nama Iva Kevalam. Nama Sankeertana would give you the first solace. Harinama, Shivanama, whatever name you want. As I said, we are in Vedanta Center, it does not make much difference for us. Whatever appeals to you, just go by that. Harinama Sankeertana, that would help you. And the Nitya Karma, never give up your Nitya Karma, which would be very, very helpful in the times of distress. And I repeat again, the solitude at which no one would be able to help you, not even your doctor, your sons, your children, your family. That is the solitude at which you would require some sort of inspiration in life. That is the departure time. And due to the experiences that we have come across in my short span of 5 decades, I can thoroughly assure you that this Nitya Karma would definitely help such people who at the most important juncture of their lives. That is the Nishkramana Kala. Akshara Parabrahma Yoga Bhagavad Gita speaks about it. Antakalepi. So that's very, very important, which we can't overlook. So for that, apart from the Harinama Sankeertana, of course, which is part of our Nitya Karma. So again, Nitya Karma itself is another big subject. We can talk about the Nitya Karma in some other session, which would take, there are 5 important Pancha Mahayajnas. We can talk about it at a point of time. So that would help us, keep us on the track of Dharma.